Hi guys, I'm just gonna make a very short video today. I think I'm onto something.
Yeah, you are definitely on something, but I'm still trying to figure out what kind of drugs you were doing when you came up with this ridiculous theory. So Melissa, the dog-hating mother who defends people who make death threats and knows jack shit about dogs and their behaviour, has made a video trying to encourage a theory about dog owners and people who love their dogs. This theory being so ridiculous and such bollocks that it makes the dinosaur hoax theory look more sane. She is trying to argue this theory that dog owners and people who don't hate dogs and think that dogs are evil, and that people who love their dogs no matter who they are being mind controlled by imaginary parasites that don't exist, which tell humans that dog ownership is okay. She believes that dog owners and people who love dogs are being mind controlled by imaginary parasites that she made up, whose sole purpose is to stop dog owners thinking that dogs are evil.
I had someone comment on my last video about the possibility of human beings being controlled by mind-controlling parasites. Anyway, things that affect other animals by hijacking their central nervous system and taking control of their brains and altering their minds and leading them to do things which are self-destructive so that the parasite can continue its life cycle. Not beneficial to the end. There is another example. It's the kamikaze horsehair worm, which it is in the larvae is ingested. It's eaten, and then once it is inside the body of a cricket or a grasshopper, it hijacks the mind of the grasshopper or cricket, and it compels it to jump into a body of water.
Now at this moment in the video, she is referencing two articles which she links in the description of her video, which are mostly a list of insects and parasites that are able to take control of their prey. Now the reason she is doing this is because she is using these articles as strong backing points and evidence to back up her theory that there are these magical parasites that take control of the minds of humans and make them do dangerous things. But ironically, it only infects dog owners, and these imaginary parasites only tell dog owners what she considers to be dangerous in society. Because in some crazy deluded way, according to her logic, because she has these opinions about dogs being mindless killing machines and how dogs are dangerous around humans no matter what, that means that there is a possibility that these imaginary parasites that force humans to like dogs are there. But let's examine and go into further detail about these articles, shall we? Let's start off with the first one from the BBC, showing 10 creatures which can control the minds of their prey. Out of all the creatures on this list, only 2 of them have been said to affect humans. But none of the parasites, including the parasites that do affect humans, none of them have any abilities to control the minds of humans. And none of them have any abilities to control the thoughts and opinions of humans. The 2 parasites in question which can affect humans, not control them but affect them. The first one doesn't have any connection with mind control, but rather experts have pointed out that the symptoms of being infected means that your system would start to fail. Basically your organs would start to fail and it would weaken your system. The second one again has nothing to do with mind control, but rather it was suggested by one very small study that the virus makes you more sociable. But sadly this study is not a reliable source of information, as it's only the one study, and again it was a very small study and hasn't been backed up by any other sources. So this first article doesn't help your point in any way, as nothing in this article is connected with parasites being able to control the opinions, thoughts and choices of human beings. It's the same for the second article as well, because there is nothing in the list of parasites in this article that has anything to do with being able to control your mind and opinions. But of course, because you haven't researched this shit properly, you wouldn't have seen this, because as long as you can manipulate your followers into thinking that dog owners are brainwashed and that dog owners don't have much understanding of dogs, even though you're the one who knows nothing about dogs. Who cares about the full context, right?
So, throughout nature, there are examples of animals being infected by different things, funguses, viruses, even rabies is another example, parasites, which cause these animals to self-destruct, basically, so that the parasite can reproduce. So this got me thinking, Can this be happening at a larger scale with larger animals such as humans? Is it possible humans are perhaps infected with some as yet undiscovered, unidentified pathogen, parasite, or something that is compelling them to put themselves and their offspring in peril, in dangerous situations, such as sharing their home with a dangerous animal, such as a dog, which can and does on the regular kill babies and children.
You want to see crazy? I'll show you crazy.
Please, for the love of God, tell me you are not being serious. I mean, no offense, love, but you had to be on a whole new level stupid to believe in that load of rubbish. Are you seriously suggesting that there are such things as mind-controlling parasites which have not been proven in any shape or form to be in existence, whose sole purpose is to infect humans and tell them that owning a dog and having a dog in the household is not a threat? So you believe that because people don't agree with your logic that all dogs are just murderous killing machines? It's not because we have the ability to form our own opinions and choices and how we can show evidence to show that you are wrong, but it's because we're brainwashed by imaginary parasites that you made up. This coming from the brainwashed mother who gets all her research from this parasite, who is not only biased and one-sided, but knows very little about dog behaviour and spends his time on Twitter going, "Who cares if a dog is abused? I hate them!" Because here's the facts, love. You are more likely to be killed by a wasp or drown in the bath than be killed by a dog. The number of people killed by dogs are low, and most of these cases are due to the owner's lack of responsibility and care. In fact, let me just play this part from a previous dog hater response video, where I go into further detail about this topic. So let's examine this argument with a more sensible and logical approach and response. Let's first state the facts here that dogs don't randomly attack people for no reason. Experts have pointed out time and time again that the motives for lots of dog bites is fear, from guarding its territory or owner which they highly value, from things they see as a threat. And the brain capacity of a human is very different from the brain capacity of a dog. While we understand what the situation is, a dog may not fully understand and may feel threatened. Doctors have also stated that owners with more than one dog should check how they behave to each other, as competitive behaviour between them can lead to an increase in their aggression. Experts have pointed out many times that unless the dog is sick, all bites are provoked by something, mostly by fear. It's not a case of all dogs just attack for no reason, therefore all of them are automatically dangerous. Yes, there are dangerous dogs, which are mostly caused by the owner's neglect and lack of responsibility and care. Many of these cases of dog attacks and bites all come down to the owner's lack of responsibility and care to train their dogs to make sure these occurrences don't happen. What I'm trying to say is that this is something which dog haters love to use as evidence, yet the truth is they love to cherry pick these statistics and they will gladly say dogs kill children, but they won't accept that good training and welfare of dogs lowers the risk and has been proven to work. What you are saying is bollocks. There is no such thing as mind-controlling parasites that make people love dogs.
And I have explained to you before how I used to do it. I had a dog, and I thought it was normal. I believed I loved my dog. But something inexplicable happened when I got pregnant with my son. All of a sudden, I started to loathe my dog. I would look at her, and I hated her. I hated her so much. I hated her smell. All of a sudden, this just came on. I hated her smell. I hated the way she looked at me and stared at me and begged for attention. I hated everything about her. The way she behaved, the way she'd shake herself, the way the hairs contaminated the house. Wanted this dog out of my house urgently.
I know what that's called. It's called being a selfish owner. It's not due to some imaginary parasites, it's just you being pretty selfish and forgetting that dogs are also living creatures that can feel pain and emotions. And it's funny that you are bringing this up because you have just debunked your own argument by telling me this story. Because while you're explaining the reason why you got rid of your dog, being that you had a child and then suddenly woke up one day and started hating your dog, am I the only one who has noticed that her dog has never attacked her or her children? Yet according to her, dogs attack regularly for no reason. Yet when the dog was in her house, she was never the victim of an attack, neither was her children. So I ask you the question, if you believe that dogs are these murderous killing machines that attack children and babies for no reason, why is it that you and your children have never been the victim of a dog attack? Yet you had a dog living with you.
And I was not alone. I have read online of countless women who undergo the same thing with their pregnancies. Their feelings for dogs take a 180. They all of a sudden hate the dog, want the dog out.
Yeah, this article doesn't exist, which is probably why you never linked it in the description of your video.
Toxoplasmosis, right? Not only does this parasite infect or hijack the brains of rats, it does the same to humans.
No, it doesn't. It infects, weakens, and damages your system and organs. It doesn't hijack and control your mind. So again, maybe do your research before you start making videos trying to act like you're an expert with this shit, because, trust me, you know as much about dogs as Riley J. Dennis knows about how racism works.
I really think there is one. Look into it, people. It's fascinating stuff. That's my theory. And I think these dog-loving people are all infected. And it's causing them to be mental.
Or we can come to the reality of the situation, being that you are slightly crazy and you spend your time making bullshit theories, not because they are true, or even have the possibility of being true, but because you want an excuse to make out that the people who don't agree with you are just controlled by some imaginary parasite that you made up on the spot, just so you can make your beliefs look stronger and more legit, and that any argument that comes with a dog lover is all due to them being brainwashed. And you can disable the comments and disable the ratings, showing just how confident you are when it comes to standing by your claims. But the truth is, you know nothing about the canine species. And this theory has no possibility of being true, as there is no such thing and will never be such thing as mind-controlling parasites that make people love dogs. So thank you very much for watching this video. If you have your own opinions, leave them down in the comments below. Thank you for watching, and now offline.